Do you know what I really like about this week, my gorgeous Aries? It's because a couple of things that you've been stuck with, are going to start moving on. When it comes to the beginning of this week, I'm getting really excited because it's to do with something that you really have been quite anxious and rather stressed about. Something that was kind of a really affecting a lots of other aspects of your life to kind of slow down within the last 4 months in particular. So it's about the news, my gorgeous Aries. It's about the message, my gorgeous Aries, which you are going to have right at the beginning of this week. This in itself is going to put a big smile on your face because of two reasons. The reason number one is you've been very anxious and stressed about this, and the reason number two is that almost instantly, you are going to have this mind-blowing idea. It is about the mind-blowing idea which is literally going to come out of it. This is what this energy is going to do. This is what this vibration is going to do. This is this moment of an instant moment of clarity and happiness. It's actually going to do to you. It's going to put you right in the right mode, my gorgeous Aries. You're going to tap into something very, very special here indeed. So do not ignore for the love of God this idea which you are going to have. So this is what you need to pay attention to. At the beginning of this week, you're going to be extremely happy and extremely excited because of the news and the message that you are going to have. Something is finally going to start resolving itself. Something is finally going to start moving on. And this is immediately going to put you in such a fantastic mood, dimension. You're going to type into something so significant and enlightening that you are at that moment in time literally going to have this idea how to transform your life, because something is going to be triggered within you. And this is why this very interesting stage of your life it's about to begin. This moment, when you realize this idea how to literally transform your life, it's all going to stem from that particular news and message which you are going to have, obviously. But the bottom line is that you do have to understand that this must become the main priority, number one in your life. And that in itself is going to need from you to understand that, you know what I mean, things have slowly but surely, things are starting to move on. But then at the same time, this is going to require from you to understand that the certain priorities are most certainly changing. So this in itself is going to require from you to actually give to understand that this idea which you are going to have, you're only going to be able to do if you understand how important this is going to be. But also at the same time, it's only going to work, it's not going to work unless you commit yourself fully to it. This is so important because you need to understand that in as little as 10 weeks time already, you are going to be so happy because you did this, because you understood this, because you created a space for this in your life. But most importantly, you understood its importance right at the beginning. It's a lot about you following your intuition, but paying attention to signs around you as well, especially if you see numbers 333 and number 777. If you do come across this number throughout this week, you immediately have to reflect on what you were thinking about at that moment in time. And immediately you need to understand that you do have to release some kind of a blockage and negativity. Immediately you need to understand that you are the one who are standing in your own way when it comes to something really specific. So subconsciously you are being negative about something that you shouldn't. And this this is like this moment of clarity that this powerful combination of these numbers is actually going to bring into your life. So you need to pay attention to this. But going back to this idea and going back to this like transformation that this is going to bring, my God, in as little as 10 weeks time, you are, oh my God, you're not going to believe what an impact on your life this is going to make. Not only you're going to be so much more happier, not only you're going to be so much more excited, not only you're going to be so much more optimistic, not only you're going to be so much more positive, but this is going to start changing your whole life and the life of those who are in your life as well. Not only you're going to feel so proud of yourself, because you decided to do this and what an outcome this is going to bring, but it's also like a people who know you're also going to be very proud when it comes to you. This is not only going to reflect on a beautiful, gorgeous, amazing lifestyle change in the best possible way, but at the same time it's also going to be so super beneficial when it comes to you saving money and doing the right thing when it comes to saving money as well. Let alone about the fact that how proud you are actually going to feel, because do you know what I mean? Only a couple of days later, then there is an additional news that you're gonna hear, and this news that you're gonna hear, it's nothing to do with your life in particular whatsoever, but it's to do with something going on the outside. And this news, it's gonna scare you a little bit, it's gonna make you feel a little bit negative, but then again, you're not gonna be able to help yourself but to have like a little smile, like little smirk, like, oh my God, I did make such a wise decision. This is only gonna confirm the fact that you are making the wise decision when it comes to that idea and when it comes to that transformation, and then when it comes to you slowly but surely realizing more and more and more what an impact on your life this is going to make. It's about you moving on with your life, my gorgeous Erini. It's about you kind of like really making an important step towards an unknown stage and area of your life which you're gonna absolutely enjoy. But then at the same time, it's all about you following your intuition, because you are whether you like this or not, whether you want this or not, this is a highly spiritual time, and you are finding yourself on a spiritual quest where you're literally you will want more out of life, and you're not going to be able to help yourself whatsoever. This is the beginning of something very, very special. This is the beginning of something really important, but also at the same time, you're also going to kind of slowly but surely, by the time you get to the midweek, you will know exactly which steps right now do you actually need to take in order to start with this. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, what else I was going to say, absolutely mind-blowing, I like this so much. It's to do with something very personal, it's to do with something very private, something it's gonna happen, like which you're gonna see like a great accomplishment, but in itself you will want to kind of like celebrate immediately. You will want to kind of like really kind of meet up with really interesting people, with people who mean to you so much, with your best friends or with your family members. But there is one specific person who is immediately going to be on your mind, the first person who you want to kind of celebrate and share this with you. So it's about the accomplishment. This time it's about something that you've been working on, also, something that you really wanted, something that you've been working on, but it's really quite a lot to do with the one specific person as well. This accomplishment that I'm talking about, it's private, it's personal, it's something that you've been working on, but it is to do with one specific person. Maybe someone was giving you grief, maybe someone was giving you trouble, maybe somebody was going through something very difficult, maybe somebody was very low, maybe somebody was extremely down, maybe somebody was like addicted to something. But I'm talking about the person that really kind of, this really kind of affected you, what I mean, quite a lot. So this accomplishment, bless your heart, it's nothing like about like, oh my God, money, finances, no baby, no, this is private, it's personal, but it also shows what a wonderful and gorgeous person you are, because this is going to mean to you so much, and it's going to literally turn your life around. And even more so, you're going to feel so happy, you're going to feel so excited, and you will want to celebrate this with other people. And there is a one specific person who is going to be the first on your mind, but it's not that particular person who is this all about, kind of, if that makes sense. I really hope that makes sense. So the first person who is on your mind as soon as you want to have a party, as soon as you want to celebrate, that particular person is someone who is also going to contact you very, very shortly. It is the power of your intuition which is going to help you to break through this. You see, this is important. So the first person who is on your mind, you're going to find is mind-blowing. That person is also going to be the first person who is indeed very shortly after that going to contact you, and that person will not know anything about this whatsoever. But then again, at the same time, that person is going to give you some kind of a crucial information that you're going to find absolutely ridiculous at this moment in time, but only like about 2 or 3 weeks time after this moment, this information is going to be proven to be the truth. So do not find this ridiculous, don't laugh at this whatsoever, because this is going to be something which is going to like kind of be remarkable when it comes to you benefiting from that information, and you will see how big this is actually going to be, because it's going to help you to avoid something which would really make your life much more difficult and negative and dark, because you would kind of take the wrong turn if you didn't kind of take this information seriously. So I know that you're going to find this information ludicrous to start with, but bear with me, because you will see very soon this is going to be proven. So do not kind of ignore this whatsoever. But going back to that accomplishment, this is brilliant, because this accomplishment, it's also about you getting closer to somebody else. This is going to bring you closer to the one specific person, but you will really like this, because this is something that it's going to mean to you so much as well. And this is something that it's also like kind of going to be the time when you're going to realize that you're slowly but surely starting to become really spiritual. And when I say you're slowly but surely starting to become spiritual, you were spiritual all this time, because if you weren't spiritual, you wouldn't be watching me, my gorgeous Aries. So you were spiritual all this time, but now you're just gonna feel something that you haven't felt in absolute ages when it comes to your spirituality, and you're gonna be reminded of something really specific that you used to do, but then you're not doing it anymore. And now that in itself, you're reminding yourself spiritually, this in itself is gonna be your sacred sign that to keep things simple at this moment in your life, and to like kind of keep things traditional as well. Okay, so, and this is important for you to understand, so you don't do something silly, because at the same time there is going to be something on your mind, something that you were inspired by somebody really strange and unusual, but it happened at a time when you were really sensitive about lots of other things, and you found yourself in a really kind of negative place, and you were inspired by the wrong person. So now this is going to be a kind of remind you to kind of not sway off your own path, and to kind of move away from that particular person. And this in itself, it's also going to be quite highlighted indeed. By the time you get to the last part of this week, I like this man and this woman, the powerful woman, hello my darling, and the powerful man, hello my darling. Both of them are my darling. Do you know what I mean? That this powerful woman and the powerful man, this woman is like very kind of spiritual, this woman is very kind of practical, this woman is very knowledgeable, this woman is extremely intelligent, this woman is a very strong woman, but it's also very gentle woman at the same time. The man that I'm talking about is somebody who has achieved something absolutely mind-blowing in his life, somebody who always makes the right decisions, and somebody maybe even if this person doesn't make the right decision, they're not worried, to kind of like be open, and they're not worried to admit this. So we are talking about somebody really strong and somebody really grounded. These two people are not connected to one another whatsoever, but they do both share like a very special and very unique qualities when it comes to them making the right decision, and when it comes to them being strong characters. These two people are not connected to one another other, but they're both extremely strong characters, and both of them are gonna like really at around the end of the week, both of them are going to cross your path, and both of them are going to inspire you in such a way. They're not going to inspire you as such, but it's more about you gonna open up because of them. Somehow, you see, this is a rather sacred moment here, because somehow these two people are really gonna play such a giant role in your life when it comes to you doubting yourself about something, but especially when it comes to you realizing that you are on the right path, and even more so the path that you are currently on. It's gonna make you feel so much happier, so much more successful. Your whole life is about to bring you a whole new meaning. These two people are absolutely big mamas when it comes to your life at the moment, because they are gonna be directly responsible for you seeing certain things in a completely different light. And this is ever so important when it comes to grounding yourself, when it comes to recentering yourself, but also when it comes to you not fighting with yourself about something. I know it sounds crazy, but this is all gonna help you to be more honest, you know, with what you want to do. And there is something gonna be highlighted so much, something like that you're gonna become a little bit nostalgic about again. They're gonna remind you of the certain things in your past, the certain things in your life. They're gonna remind you of how things used to be, but most importantly, they're gonna remind you of something that you've been avoiding for so long. You know, it's something like from your past, something to do with your lifestyle, something the way your life used to be, but something specific maybe that you used to use, you used to do, you used to express yourself. You know, they're just gonna remind you of like that every single part of our journey is like sacred, and every feeling and emotion that we have when we are brought to the certain aspect of our lives, you know, when it's kind of keep on repeating, there is a reason for it. So they're gonna help you to be so much more kind of honest with yourself, which is gonna help you to shed a light on the specific situation in your life, something that you used to do like a long time ago. I mean, I'm talking about the things in your childhood, for example. This is how far you're actually going to go, but you will be able to recognize that maybe, you know, it is part of your spiritual journey to do something from such a long time ago. You know what I mean, to do. And this is important because on another note, you will realize, oh my God, this is brilliant. It's not only that, but you're not gonna kind of need to walk away from something that you were so worried so far that you're gonna need to walk away and you don't want it. This is also what these two absolutely wonderful, gorgeous people are going to be responsible for. Okay, my gorgeous Erini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.